Meat City, baby.
Hello and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video, and we're back in Geonosis Dark Side Territory battles, and we are once again challenging the Acklay. In an earlier video, the first time that I challenged the Acklay, I had a team of all Gear 12 Geonosians, and I thought that I had a good strategy, a good approach to the fight, and as you saw, if you check out that video, I'll have a link to it. I messed up right at the end. I had him, I was just about there, and I just made a tactical error, completely my own fault, messed up the strategy, and wiped out, and didn't quite get the job done. So, I have retooled my team a little bit. I have made some improvements. I was trying to do the mission without having any Gear 13 or any relics on my Geonosian squad to get that done. And I think that video shows you can do it. It is very difficult. It is probably RNG dependent to some degree, but I think it can be done. However, I wasn't going to hold up the entire progress of my team. Geonosians are very, very good, and Geo Brood Alpha is even in my squad arena team now, helping me climb. So I did take Geo Brood Alpha and Geonosian Spy to relic number 1. And if you're going to do anything to your Geo squad to try to improve your chances with the Acklay fight, I would do whatever adds health and protection to your characters. The whole point of the fight is avoiding big hits. You're going to take damage, you're going to take AoEs, but you want to be able to survive those. Take advantage of the health equalization mechanic, and the more health and protection you have on your characters, the better. So if you're putting gear on, put on the gear that gives them health and protection. If you're modding, mod for the most. Protection usually gives more than health, so go with that. Health mods are great. So that's how I would approach this fight. As you'll see in the background here, I was able to get through the fight with this team. Again, 2 of my Geonosians at Relic level 1, and the rest are just at Gear 12 with a couple of random pieces kind of scattered about them. I did move my most powerful mods to this team. There is a full display of the characters and their mods and their statistics as I use them in this battle at the end of the video. But basically, you want Geonosian Brood Alpha to be your absolute fastest character. All the speed that you can find, throw on that guy, because the main mechanic is to avoid enraging the Acklay and then taking big hits while the Acklay is enraged. So I'm not going to do a step-by-step walkthrough. I didn't record this audio live as I did the fight. I may try to do that with the next one, just so you have my live impressions of how the fight goes. But it is a little bit random. So what I'm going to do is just, again, briefly outline the strategy while you see the video play in the background. And a step-by-step fight's not quite going to work here because there is kind of some random play involved. So, as I said, the whole point is avoiding big AoEs, because the big AoEs damage your whole team, damages your whole health pool, and you want focused damage on one Geonosian so that equalization can counter that. So, the way that this fight starts, the Acklay enrages, and then you get a free first turn with Geo Brood Alpha to use a special ability that the Geo Brood Alpha has. I think it's called Beast Tamer. So you use that ability, it cleanses the enrage, and then you basically got a 5-turn race with the Acklay trying to reach enrage again, and you trying to get that Beast Tamer off of cooldown. One of the tips for that first turn is you don't have to be targeting the Acklay when you used Beast Tamer. You can target any of the Jedi, and the Beast Tamer will still work, and it will still remove the enrage. So what I did is I went after the Jedi, I think it's the Sentinel, that has the 2 one-handed lightsabers and that can cloak. She hits hard, and she can go into stealth. So what I did is used Beast Tamer while targeting her, and that way I was able to get an ability block landed on that Jedi, which prevented her from doing her AoE to start off the fight. You gotta watch for her, you gotta watch for the Mon Cal Jedi, you gotta watch for, I think Kit Fisto's in there to a lesser degree, he can do an area attack, but it's basically the 2 one-handed lightsaber Jedi and the Mon Cal Jedi. They do big AoE damage, and then of course the Acklay itself. So from the Acklay standpoint, what you want to watch out for is its AoE slam, and one of the things you can do is time Sunfact's blind ability to when the Acklay has the AoE strike off of cooldown. If he has blind, he's going to miss, you'll save a bunch of damage. So what you need to do, remember, as you're hitting the Acklay, you're feeding it turn meter. So this isn't just focus all your damage on the Acklay and just hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. because it's going to hit enrage way before your cooldown for Beast Tamer is ready, and then it's going to do enraged AoE, and then you're probably going to get wiped out. So you want to time your hits on the Acklay, and you want to save your big hits for the Acklay. What I mean by timing your hits is take a look at the Acklay's turn meter. If it's at a very low turn meter, consider attacking one of the Jedi, especially if there's one that has an area of attack, an area of effect ability ready, and it's not ability blocked. Use your swarm, attack that Jedi, and hopefully you get an ability block in place. Because if you attack the Acklay with very low turn meter, every one of those hits feeds a turn meter, and it's going to catch up to you very quickly. On the other hand, if the Acklay has very high turn meter, 80, 85%, 90%, you can only feed it to 100% turn meter. So, and at that point, if any of your Geonosians are at 100% as well, you might get 2 or 3 free turns where you can just wail on the Acklay and you're not feeding it turn meter because it's already capped out. So that's a good situation. Those are free attacks, doing damage without feeding turn meter. Now, on the other side, you can't be too passive either. I had a second run that I didn't record that was kind of between the first run, which you saw was the failure, this run, which was the success, and on that one I was too careful. I spread my attacks around too much. I made it through the first enrage, got it off cooldown before it could attack. The Acklay made it to a second enrage, and my Beast Tamer was behind, and I couldn't catch up and do enough damage, and I eventually lost the attrition battle. So you can just barely make it through that second enrage, but you're probably going to be behind. I don't think there's a way to just keep this fight going indefinitely and keep managing the Beast Tamer. Eventually, the Acklay is going to go faster than you because you're going to have to attack it because you're going to run out of Jedi, and you're going to feed it turn meter, and it's going to get ahead. So certainly, the thing that you need to maximize is Geospy's special attack, the one where he does multiplied damage based on the number of buffs and debuffs on himself and on the Acklay. And more importantly, you want to make sure that that hit is criticaling, because in my second run, I think I had 4 attacks with him, maybe 5, and 3 of them didn't crit. I had him at 75, 80% crit chance, and I was still missing crits, and that's a huge chunk of damage to miss. I feel like if they had crit, I would have defeated the Acklay, but instead, because they didn't, I was behind, and I couldn't finish the fight. So I did tweak my mods a little bit in this run to really buff up Geonosian Spy's critical chance. You need those big hits to crit. And you'll see here the numbers that I put up. I think I slow it down when those attacks come. They are big damage, 88,000. You can get up to 100,000. And that's the chunks that you need to take off the Acklay to be able to defeat it in time. So certainly, whenever you have that strike ready, make sure Geospy is buffed, make sure he's got a lot of buffs, and then wham, bring the hammer down with those big specials. 4 of those, maybe 5 of those. If you can land them on the Acklay, you can land crits, and they're big, you will be able to carry the day. So that's it for the most part. I mean, again, it's smart use of your abilities, and then watch when the Jedi revive. That's where a bit of the randomness comes in. Do you get all AoE strikers? Do you get 2 healers, which isn't so bad? You know, all of that is going to influence the outcome of your run. But if you do what I do, focus your big hits on the Acklay, attack the Acklay when he has high turn meter, try to spread the damage around, the ability block around when the Acklay has low turn meter. Make sure you're healing when you can. Do anything you can to speed up GeoBrood Alpha. If you can feed turn meter to your team, I think Poggle might be the only one who can do that. Make sure you're doing that when you have a good opportunity. Keep that taunt up on Brute. You want him taking the hits because he can be revived. If you do all that, and you have enough gear on this team, it's a healthy gear 12 requirement, starting to get into relics, and I think you'll be able to carry the day pretty easily, and you will be able to defeat this very challenging fight, but it's also very rewarding. I really do like this fight. It feels like it's a nice use of strategy and mechanics built into the gear check, as opposed to Phase 1, which is just a gear check and just grinding out the battle if you have enough health and protection to do it. This one has a little bit of nuance and strategy, and I appreciate that. So it is a fun battle, and it is rewarding if you've got the right strategy and the right gear on your characters, and hopefully this video will help you guys out with accomplishing that. So thank you for joining me. Good luck in the Acklay battle, and I'll see you next time.